Carpentry's kind of my deal.
Ages since I spent this much time.
Where's Ellie?
Well, I mean, gotta be something else I can do to earn rupees.
The result of a person's fortune matters little, so long as their life is fulfilling. I run a pretty tight ship. I had to be mum and big sister growing up, so I learned early.
I steal men's hearts as easily as I steal fiends' lives. Care to see if you can stop me?
Care for a rose.
It's good to take it easy once in a while.
I broke a plate. Again!
Even dusk is too bright.
At this point, I've honestly lost count of how many orders of nights I've been in. I save money. I don't hoard it like some miser. Of course, it likely looks the same to others.
Where to search today?
Ready for adventure. Maybe I'll go hunt some stuff.
I want to go to a hot spring. Wait, do you not have those around here?
I was taught that shinobi are mere tools, but have since come to question the truth of this.
Stuffed animals are cute as heck. What is it? You look like I just sprouted a second head.
Thanks for the help. I long to see you all grow stronger.
I wish I could be helpful.
Let's duel it up.
Soulmate soon. And it happened. Lucky me.
3 days of training must always be followed by a full day of rest. So this is me resting. I'll go play with the animals.
The sun feels so warm.
Where to today? Retreat is not the same as defeat. In fact, it is the most ideal way to resolve conflict.
As a former knight, I feel a duty to pour my soul into helping the next generation.
I am skilled with a blade. Good thing, too, for the entertainment business. Murder.
I'm hungry. Anybody got some company?
This book is fascinating.
I think I'm gonna hit the hay soon.
Who gets the joy of a greeting from me today?
This may sound odd, but it's troubling how some put too much stock in the fortunes we seers give.
Is it just me, or are the shelves in this castle all kind of high?
Let us pray.
Mana is simply overflowing right now. I'm gonna work hard today. These clothes are so heavy.
Almost everyone in this castle is the same age, and we all get along pretty well. I like it.
There's nothing like a romance novel to ignite the heart and inspire dreams.
I love watching clocks. Something about how the hands inch ever forward relaxes me.
I long to see you all grow stronger.
It's good to take it easy once in a while.
All I do is cook, which isn't so bad.
So much to experience, so little time.
Shall we hop aboard a sleigh and deliver gifts? I'm sure everyone would be delighted.
I'll take care of your every need, is what I hope to be able to say someday.
The lake and its many creatures called.
Today's gonna be good.
It's time to go hunting.
Time for some AM training.
I've read hundreds of bios of past heroes, and every last one of them's unique and amazing.
Lying to others is wrong. Oh, just a random thought that came to mind.
After tending to the pigeons all these years, I've often wished to take wing and fly as they do.
Evening.
Just give the word.
I want my knowledge to help others.
I've got chills again.
The beauty of a jewel attracts all who lay eyes on it. That is why lithomancy is so strong.
I will not suffer for any in this castle to leave perfectly good food uneaten on their plates.
Hello everyone, how's it going today? Let me know if you can hear me. This is my first real attempt at streaming with the mic included. I'm not sure how the audio mix is, but hopefully this is getting to you.
Let me fight to the death.
We'll be able to tweak the settings today.
Things are progressing right on schedule.
Hunting is such fun. The moment you let loose your arrow is a thrill like no other.
Alright, how is the game now? I'll try and move the mic a little closer too.
Where's a guy go to find life or death combat? Wish they put that kind of stuff on a map.
Awesome. Okay. So, this sound fine? You can still hear the game too?
I should prepare for tonight.
I will never give up.
Cool. I know I'm pretty soft-spoken as a person, so that tends to be a problem for me, and I'm sure I could get a better mic that might help too. But hopefully this will work, and if the game starts to get choppy, we can play around with the settings. That's kind of why I wanted to do this test stream. So far, I did an unlisted stream of Hilda, and it was working pretty well, and at that time, I had it set to 30 FPS, and it was pretty consistent with that. So I'm trying to get it a little bit higher and see if we can get 60. I think that my upload speed should be good for that, but I don't know if it'll work because I'm mirroring to my computer. So we have really bare bones stream today, but there's a lot of news in Dragalia that is super exciting. We just got a wider release, at least to a bunch of English-speaking countries, which is really awesome. And we also have some news about the treasure trade with insignias. So I kind of want to talk about that for a minute as people trickle in. But I don't think we'll get too big today since we're just going to be playing some void battles. So you guys probably saw this stuff yesterday. We got this version update with the 10-fold summon voucher. Multiple skip tickets can be used at once. Mana from Avenue to Power, which is awesome. Biggest thing though, I think, is the treasure trade with insignias. That's not out yet, but this is awesome for me because I've been building up my flame sword to try to max unbind it and eventually dismantle it. So all those insignias are going to go toward bow dojos for Eleonora, which is cool. I'm really happy to see this. I'm curious like how the launch is going for players from other countries who are starting now, just because it feels a little unceremonious. We got 1500 Wormite, but as far as I'm aware, it was kind of a surprise. Like, we did get information from an investor report that this was going to be happening, but I don't know if like the Play stores or app stores in these countries had that preview and said it was going to happen a certain day. So that really caught me off guard yesterday. We also got a Waltz with Fate. Hello, 30 Turtle. Meow to you too. So a Waltz with Fate, unbelievably, another Shadow Element raid boss. So a light event, again, I guess. It looks like from what people have cleared up of this artwork that the free unit is going to wield a staff. She's a dancer called Felicia, I believe. Yeah, I agree, Neil. I'm excited to actually get to use my Royal Vermilion insignias. I actually kind of stopped playing Flame IO, hoping that this would eventually happen, because I have 2 Flame Elemental 5-star and have a Max Unbound weapon for Verica 4-star, and I have my HBH print, so yeah, my light team is not great either. Okay, building Ieyasu. I also built up my Ieyasu. I'm gonna make his Elemental Blade now. I think I feel comfortable because I know we'll get into void weapons, but I know they're not strictly better. There's some good applications of some of them. So I feel confident spinning those Twinkling Sand and knowing I'm eventually going to dismantle and get some more. So I'm going to build him a Shadow Blade, which is exciting to me. But yeah, I'm worried about my light team for sure. I struggled against the other Manticore, but I really have no idea how they're planning these events anymore with the elements and so on, but it's okay, another free unit. this will be cool. I'm excited to see what happens, and hopefully this will be at a difficulty where the newer players who are coming from different regions can enjoy it. And the nice thing about light is no one is weak to light. I guess in any other type of event, if you have wind, flame, or water, you can't necessarily bring the weak adventurers, but if there's light, you can throw on whoever with Phoenix, you can throw on anyone you want, so I guess that's kind of cool. Catching up on the chat, I'm not sure what the delay is like. Need the rupees. I also could use some rupees. Got me for Manticore. Hey, Gathering Magic. More Wormite hoarding. I'm probably going to do the same. The big thing I'm wondering... Hey, Eris. The big thing I'm wondering is, are we going to get some new 4-star dragons finally? Because it's been a long time. It would be a shame to just see Lindworm or Unicorn again as the featured dragon. So, I'm not really looking forward to that if they're the same dragons. But if we actually start to get some new ones, it gives some additional relevance to the Moonlight Stones that we're getting now in our monthly treasure trade. But I won't go into that too much. I want to start playing some Void Battles so we can see what the quality is going to be like on the gameplay. And then we'll go back and we'll do a little bit of discussion of the weapons. I also want to talk about Dragon Special a little bit because I'm kind of debating about this showcase at this point. And I didn't do a review of it, so I'm kind of curious what you guys think. And I'll go ahead and make a Raging Manticore room. This is for sure the Void boss that I'm worst at of all of them. I think something about it, I played Hildegard a lot, and I'm really bad at dodging the kind of meteor attack once the Void boss is in overdrive. So if you guys can see this code and want to hop in, feel free to do so. If not, I'll open it up to pubs if we don't get a full room. So new 4-star dragons would be cool. Hopefully not too bad for people who miss light facilities. I agree with that. My light team is the strongest. Mine, I have good adventurers, but I really struggled against Manticore, which has kind of led me to question my light team. I'm excited for Felicia because bunnies, that is a good reason to be excited. I couldn't get Valentine's Hild, but waifus. Well, hopefully you'll get to enjoy the new event night. I know people often drift in and out of gachas. I'm kind of that way with Fire Emblem Heroes now, even though the new content looks really awesome. Like, the new Roy looks good. Aether Raid seems to be at a good place. But I've kind of just drifted away for a while. Maybe the new 5-star light will be Levi. Do you mean it would be like a Leviathan alt? I don't quite get that. And before New Dragon is also a rabbit, but actually a dragon. That actually sounds pretty possible. And hi Toph, and hi Reddle. Hopefully I'm saying everyone's names correctly.
Hey there.
Hello everyone who joined the room. Let's try take this quest down. I won't be using Ieyasu. I'll use my Elisan. Hopefully that will help. I think that melee characters have a little bit easier time dodging the meteor type attack. I'm gonna focus on the game, so I don't know if I'll be that great at reading chat, but you can critique my gameplay. Hopefully it's smooth. For some reason, I think this fight, it's just been a bit of a struggle, but the off-meta, or like, I guess they're even meta, the off-element adventurers that are being used for the title clear, that's really cool to see to me. I was really surprised that like this crowd control or like stun, sleep, and freeze lock strategy is a thing. I guess it kind of makes sense, but I just wouldn't have expected that to be a popular strategy against this Void boss. But Lily I used earlier today, and yeah, the freeze is pretty effective. I guess I'll go ahead and Dragon. I haven't gotten the titles yet for the Shroom, Zephyr, or Manticore, but I'm not really worried or in a rush just because they're part of the normal endeavors, so I feel like eventually I can do that and work on it. I think, yeah, that's the short range one, but then I'm never really sure what direction that part with the rock is going to be, so I tend to get hit by that. right after this, I will come back to chat and you can tell me how the visuals are. If we need to slow it down or if it's good, but it seems like we're all healthy, so should be able to wrap this up pretty quick. One thing that's cool about Raging Manticore, like just to throw a little more appreciation to Void Battles, is I'm not crazy about Fury, but the fact that it inflicts both poison and curse is kind of cool. So let me look back up a chat. Oh, the character in the Levin's Champion card, Albert. Okay. Let's see. When do I think the next gala will be? I think it'll be after this showcase. If we're going for the title, all should use DPS. Nice. I just looked down and saw that I got a Void Seed. So the rock is all around, but mostly forward. I always skill through it. Okay, so maybe I should save that. Love Freezing Manticore. Directly in front or behind. So maybe there's a delay, so I'll wait a minute and get some input from you guys about how you thought that looked. And if you want me to try go down to 30 FPS. I'm not showing any drop frames, but I am seeing choppiness. I think it's because of the mirroring too. So I'm not really sure how to work around that for now, but I could also go down. So for a minute, I'll just talk about Dragon Special, because I've been wanting to talk about this, but not planning on making a full video. So when we had the last Dragon Special, I was thinking about next time we'd get a Dragon Special, I would go ham and just summon a lot. But now that we're getting these Moonlight Stones, I feel less incentivized to pull on this because I already have one copy of all the 4-star Gacha Dragons. So I just want to look at the appearance rates and talk about what's on focus. I think that basically if you're somebody who hasn't beaten High Midgard Stormer, because this has Mikoto, Vanessa, and Agni, and Ifrit as a rate up, this is a really good showcase to pull on. And just dragons in general for a new player, if you're brand new to the game. Getting a good collection of those, even just one, is going to be really good for you. But for me, what would really be new is Poseidon and Zephyr. Agni would be 2, but I already have Prometheus. Flash of Genius is an okay 5-star worm print. I do like it, but I don't think that it's necessarily one worth unbinding. Vanessa, really good, for High Midgard Stormer specifically. Polyahu is okay. Juggernaut's pretty good. Ifrit's pretty good. So I'm kind of thinking that I should skip this, but I'm going to wait till I get the next preview. I did do one daily deal on it. What screen mirroring am I using? I'm using the screencasts on Windows 10 from my Note 9. I just saw like a weird screen blur too, so I'm not sure what that was. I've done title. Got the epithet the first time. You guys got the epithet quickly. Yeah, so Eris, I think Zephyr and Poseidon would be awesome for me too. Just to have one of, so I could eventually build them out and collect sunlight ore from them. Let me look at what it's called really quick. It's called the Connect app on Windows 10, and then on Samsung it's like Smart Share, I believe, that mirrors your screen. So if you're a new player, if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of these dragons, I would say definitely go for Dragon Special. It's going to give you a lot of power for your high-end content. I'm just not sure about it. If I didn't have Long, I would have gone hard for Zephyr. Yeah, I don't have Long either. The other thing is, I think that even the off-focus dragons have a higher chance of appearing. So that is pretty good too. Lily, Orsum, Annalene, Elisan. You guys need to chain, freeze, and stun. Yeah, so I've heard that's the strategy for the epithet. Is it good for trying to get Mikoto? Any 5-star is going to be hard to target. And one thing about this banner is all these 5-stars only have 0.4% chance, which is lower than normal. But I also don't see Mikoto as showing up on a future showcase at a rate up. So in that sense, this might be your best chance. But I just think it's probably not a good idea to get your hopes up and try target Mikoto unless you have a lot of Wormite or resources. He is a cool adventurer, so I can see the appeal. He's a strong adventurer. For those who aren't in Discord, join. Yes, we do have Void Battle groups going, so if you aren't in Discord, I'm really shocked actually. Discord has grown a lot recently. We're almost at 500 members now, and considering the size of the channel, it's awesome, and it still feels like a small community, so if you're looking for that, that's there. I'm working on Poseidon merges and don't have Zephyr, don't need Agni. This is my first live stream, Eris, so I'm looking for any feedback and trying to work out the tech issues. I did do like an unlisted stream, but this is my first time with the mic. Where's the link to the Discord? Maybe somebody can share that with you. It is in the description of all of my uploaded videos though, so if you check out the description, you can join it there. I guess I don't have too much feedback, you guys, about how the game was, so we'll try it again. I think it is on the mirroring side, but we'll try it again, and maybe I'll switch to 30 and see how it looks. And anyway, I want to play Manticore. I don't think we'll go for the title unless any of you guys really want to go for the title. Okay, so I've switched to 30 now. Thanks, Eris. Yeah, I wanted to try it for a while, and I was really hoping to do it when we got to 2K subscribers, just to celebrate and say thank you to everyone for reaching that point. But I didn't realize the amount of technology that's involved. So I upgraded my internet, I got an Ethernet cable, so I'm slowly working my way, but I feel like I'm kind of a dinosaur with technology. Lowen Gang here to engage. I love the Lowen love you guys have in the comments, like, and on Discord. It's a real thing. I think that Lowen's a super popular character in general, but every time I see a Lowen comment, I get happy. I hope they add more stickers so we can have a Lowen sticker. Okay, here we go. Back to the game, I guess. Oh, you just got Lowen? And 6K Might Lucretia? I did not even see that. I think Lucretia is still the only adventurer who can reach 3K strength. I think that everybody else just comes close. Oh, that tail slap there. So one thing I don't really know yet about a lot of these bosses is which moves inflict which status conditions too. Especially against Void Zephyr, because I've been running Naveed with a dual res weapon. So initially I didn't have that and I was just getting destroyed, and that's when I decided I had to craft void weapons. Okay, it seems like he does that after certain other attacks, but I'm not really sure when. Getting kind of low here. Are we all DPS? We are. But Cupid's so good. For those of you who play Hildegard on this map, I wonder, do you intentionally stay closer and try to avoid some of the long-range attacks? Oh, that's, I think, the third time the tail has gotten me this match. Because I feel like as a melee character, I'm kind of just attacking randomly, which is not working out too well for me, as you can see. I'll throw the sorry out there, but you guys got it done. Got the hard carry for me. So let me look at the chat again. I'm not watching the mirrored version on my screen, so I'm kind of looking down. I caved in and just tried to get some Valentine's people. Wanted the OP worm print. The Chocolatier's worm print is good, but I don't know if it's OP. It's more for like memers or people who want to do alternate strategies. I mean, it is good. Manticore inflicts poison with its charge, regular claw, or tail attack, and its sky attack. Okay, that's good to know. That kind of explains why I see Annalie used so often. She seems good for that. Stay near melee range. Stay on his right or left. Also, shields can block most of the attacks. Stay at the side and go near him during long range attacks. Alright. One roll away. Okay, I've heard tell of your Lucretia, Neil, from the comments, so it's good to actually see her. You guys carried pretty hard that match. Okay, thank you, Toast Crumb. That's helpful to know. Well, I also got the Showcase Dragonaris, and I've been liking him so far. Okay. I guess I still have 2 wings right now, and then I can use a refresh. Why don't we do one more? I'll try to do a little better and not die. Feel free to just jump in, anyone. By the way, if anyone's here who maybe doesn't feel comfortable taking on Manticore, we can also do some Shroom battles if you want some help with that. That one I found to be easier, but I actually kind of enjoy the mechanics more. The bombs start from his front right side and go around him. Just try to stay melee and on his left. So, do you want me to play Hildegard, or do you think I should just stick with Elisanne here? It seems like we'll have the DPS even if I die, so I guess I could stick with Elisanne and go ahead and get started. Oh, Agni in service already. Yeah, she was cute. I've kind of had to get over my attachment to limited adventures with my luck not being quite as supreme as it once was on those banners. But I do feel like I've gotten to save up a good amount now, so I'm excited for next Gala. I don't know that that's when I'd necessarily summon, but if not the Gala, then maybe in the next seasonal showcase. I'm really trying to save for an Eleanor alt. Oh, a little too far out there. Because I know that she's a popular character, so... Oh, that was a whiff. I feel like she'll get an alt eventually. Alright, I'm gonna try to get to the side and stay there. These dragons in the light pool, a bunch of them have long startup times, especially at 4-star. So like Lindworm and Unicorn, it's pretty easy to just whiff with their dragon skills if you're not careful. What is this? Oh, that's the close range one. Okay, I kind of went the wrong way, but it sort of worked out. 2 people are dead now, so gotta try survive, I guess. No worries, guys. I've gotten hit my fair share of times, as you can see. Okay, that seemed to be just safe. Whew. That was poorly judged too. Alright, it's all on Lucretia. No worries, Neil. No worries, everybody. Maybe I will switch to a healer then. Let's see what is going on in chat. Eleanor alt, yeah. I feel like it's gonna happen. Want a regular shadow banner? Me too. Me too. Unicorn gives you time to get a drink during his special. That is so true. RIP, guys. Someone ran a V-Hilda on my Lucretia and another Lucretia as well as Cerise, and it was such a fast playthrough with all the energized. I want to make a Dragalia Cleo Cerise. Actually, does Cerise have energize? I don't think so. I don't remember. I think Dragalia Cleo, Lucretia, Annalie probably. There's got to be a really sick team there, but Afflictions would be a problem. I didn't like the Void weapons too much, but I can get into a little bit why. Like, I do like them. I think they're probably, a lot of them are not for me, but I do see the purpose they fill for newer players and people trying to grind up toward high dragon trials. So in that sense, I think they do the job that they're intended to, but I kind of wish they had a little bit more appeal as a more enfranchised player. I think they still have some appeal, so I don't want to come down too hard on them. I do like Void Battles as a whole. Alright, my favorite units are Halloween Ellie and Halloween Silk. Sazanka with the Limited Dragon. Those are awesome units. Upgrade the Halidom. My Halidom is slowly getting upgraded. Dragon Prep. Yeah, I've seen Dragon Prep used in the fast clears for this. How to auto the Manticore. I don't know, but I've seen some posts on Reddit. I think people are doing this out there. I haven't really looked at those. I haven't looked into it because I'm just normally trying to beat it still. Regular Shadow Banner would be nice. Just buffs. She seems great with Void Weapon. But I feel like isn't she great with other weapons too? That's my only question about it. Striker's Strength, and it's actually Slayer's Strength, I believe, which is even better. I'm missing Lowen too. Autoing Manticore is similar to autoing IO. 2 healers and 2 strong DPS. Alright, let's try again, guys. I'm caught up. And I'll try to pay a little more attention this time. I think I can switch to a healer pretty safely. I think if we all survive, we'll have a lot of damage. They do sound good for facility events. My feeling toward the water weapons initially was just, I already can auto a lot of these IOs, so as enfranchised a player as I am, they don't really do that much for me. Oh, awesome. We got a Hildegard here.
Hey there.
Welcome, everyone.
Nice.
Let's do it. So that's my feeling, is that while they're good, for instance, the axe is really good with Karina's first skill because that scales off of the amount of buff she has. But while that's good, I feel like all of the water axes were already really good for her. So it feels sort of like less of a positive in that way. The shield feels really nice to have, for sure, when playing with Hildegard. One of the saddest feelings, though, against this boss to me is, like, when the boss is in overdrive and your Force Strike just does nothing. It doesn't replenish the overdrive gauge at all. I guess that's kind of my issue with Fury. Like, it's not overpowered or anything, but it just kind of feels bad to me. I wish that there were maybe, it was maybe more of like a thing that kind of decelerated the gauge depletion. Oops, went out too far. I think that would be more fair or kind of more fun, like let you use other types of adventurers. Okay, hopefully this breath hits. It actually did hit. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, when talking about why my light team might be weaker than the others, dragons are definitely a factor. Well, that was kind of a bad Mischief Maker. Yeah, that was actually a really bad Mischief Maker with the end timing. So I have Jeanne, but I only have her at 0 Unbound. That was also bad placement. I do have a Max Unbound Unicorn, and I guess now I could Max Unbind my Lindworm or my Halloween Silk with the Moonlight Stones. So that could happen. But I think Cupid is who I'm really lacking. We'll drop this for when he lands. Let's see, he stayed in place. I almost can't even see him behind all of these dragons. Nice.
Nice.
Yes, it was nice. Alright. let's catch up a little bit on what you guys are saying. Some of the weapons from Dark Zephyr are okay, but others are not very viable. I agree. Those weapons would sound good for facility events. I feel like the gap for HBH is shortened for melee players with the Sunlight Stone, since now players aren't in the Sunlight Stone waiting room and can now, yeah, with the Moonlight Stones. I think that's true. I feel like one of my problems with Hybernhilda has consistently been my damage output with my 3 Unbound Jeanne d'Arc, but at the same time, it's a little bit about optimization as well. It's not just all on the dragon. A lot of it's the courage and kind of the experience to maintain your uptime. So I think that probably if you all have max amount of Voji noise, you can be just fine. Was that a 6k Julieta, excuse me. And yeah, that's awesome. You guys have some stacked adventures. 2 healers and 2 DPS, but you need a 3rd DPS. Don't you do more damage with 4 strike? I don't know. I know that the Lance 4 strike is supposedly really good. Since the changes to the Lance weapon type. I just don't like how they look, so I never invest in light banners. Well, that could be true too. I mean, everybody has personal preferences like that. Manticore not going to break hurts Lucretia the most. Since, yeah, Broken Punisher, it kind of hurts. It's pretty OP. They do have a lot of facilities. They have a lot of 5-star adventurers too. Full stun team. What I wonder is with the with the crowd control strategy, basically chaining, freeze, sleep, and stun, doesn't the Manticore build up a resilience to status afflictions over time? Because like if you keep using the same one, like if you just have a stun team, eventually won't it be immune to stun? I remember we were discussing this on Discord that it gets some kind of percentage bump in its stun res every time it gets stunned. So I kind of see the appeal of like using sleep. Oh, each player has their own threshold? Okay. Well then, yeah, that stun team would be amazing, especially with the stun Punisher weapons that are available in Treasure Trade, in crafting menu now. Vojinoi's Dragon Form DPS is horrible. Yeah. Vojinoi has a hard time, I feel. He was really good against Raganoth for me because he hits a wide, long line and it hit multiple parts of Raganoth. Alright guys, I'm going to use some ashes, but I also do want to talk about a little bit the Void weapons, just go through them and discuss them, since I'm probably not going to make a separate video about this, and I know this is something that the stream can handle as far as the visuals, so I'm going to go into the upgrade menu, and I really don't have a good grasp as far as organization of these weapons yet. So I know that, we'll go back for a second, I know one nice thing they've done is if you click on the Raging Manticore Strike, any of these, the details, this is a really helpful page. I think this is awesome that they've added this to Void Battles, and it actually shows the weapons that you can craft. So this is probably the cleanest place I've seen these weapon trees organized. I think that's really cool. I'm glad that they've made these, and it shows the affliction efficacy. I hope they do that in the future for other content, that's for sure. And how to join a private match. You have to type in the code. I'll show you for when we do that. You have to type in the code here, enter an ID. Best thing about Void Battles is how awkward my Dragonule Xander looks. Yeah, taking with 3 lilies. Are those water weapons worth it? My general feeling is because all these Void weapons are slightly easier to craft than normal Max Unbound 4-star elementals or 5-star elementals for sure, that yes, they're worth it because you kind of pick them up along the way. If you're trying to clear out the treasure trade, you are going to get some of those Void crafting materials, and they're easier to craft than other more general use weapons. The water ones in particular have neutral enough abilities that they could be used in a variety of content and are really good in content where there's lots of enemies. So we'll go into the crafting menu and poke around here a little bit. So for staffs, Orachant, to me, there's no reason to craft this series. So at 4-star, this Ashchant weapon has HP equals 70%, gives you defense, and Flame Dull Res. But you're not really trying to deal out damage as a Flame Healer, so unless you're using Orion, perhaps, I don't think this is really worth anyone's time, and the Flame Staff that we had before at 4-star is really good. So I think this is an easy skip for most people. This one is actually really good. Forever Sky, a lot of you pointed out in the comments that this weapon on the light path is super good for Vixel, and because it's easy to craft compared to the 5-star light staff, I have to agree. Getting him up to 100% skill prep with his innate 50% is nice, and this extra recovery potency is a good bonus. I do think the 5-star light staff is still pretty good for him, but it's just hard to justify spending that many resources for Vixel. And I think that that's the main reason I would suggest this. The stats are a little bit worse, and it looks especially worse if you're running like a DPS Vixel or something, like you have Ligron Vixel, then you really want that final attacking skill to be able to energize. But that's a pretty obscure and pretty niche thing that you probably wouldn't build unless Vixel's like your favorite character. So I think that this weapon is really solid. It's less good on Hildegard since she already has skill prep. Now, for Endless Demise, this one has Flame Skill Prep of 50% and Flame Skill Haste of 4%. This one is okay on Verica, but I think the 4-star Elemental we had before, which gives her an emergency heal, is just better. So I'm not a huge fan of this, and it's not great for Valentine's Hildegard because she already has skill prep. So this is okay, but I think personally I like the light path a little bit better just because it gives an option to a character who needed it. I think those are some of the better weapons though that we've gotten from Void Battles. Let's look at wands next. For wands, the Scent can become a Flame Wand with Thaumian's Bane and Dragon Delay Res. Not that useful. It could be used against Void Zephyr, who inflicts Dragon Delay, but from what I hear of people who use wands, if you're a ranged character in that fight, it's actually not that bad to be able to dodge Void Zephyr's attacks and avoid that Dragon Delay and avoid Dull, so probably not that useful. The water one is more relevant in that Thaumian's Bane is good against Steel Golem, water's good against Steel Golem, Steel Golem inflicts Dull, and this has Dull Res. But it's again a situation where Lily can kind of avoid most of those attacks. Same thing if you're running Dragonule Xander. So I kind of feel like these are a lower priority, the water one being better than the flame one. Moving on, Beast Wing. This is one of the water weapons that we were talking about for Manticore. So pretty easy to craft. I already have all the materials I would need. I mean, I have 1,300 and 1,400 of these, so it's nothing to craft this. The main constraint is Raging Tails, these rare drops from Void Battles, since they do appear pretty infrequently. And I guess the rupees is a constraint too. Apparently I'm low on these, but this would normally not be a constraint. So let's look at the abilities. These are the same on all the water weapons. Slayer's strength of 4%, and then HP 70% equals strength of plus 5%. So the Slayer's strength can stack up to 5 times, meaning if you are able to defeat 25 enemies in a quest, you will get 20% strength boost. This is good, but I just feel like other wands are better. I feel like for Hybernhilda, you're going to need one of the other wands if you want to use Lily. So I just think you don't really need this. You could use this in Flame IO. You could use this in a future challenge battle if you want to do like a Lily solo. It'd probably be good. But the 5-star weapon has an attacking skill. The 4-star has a defense buff, which is relevant in the end game. So I'm not crazy about this one. Maybe it's better on Xander. This is the Dragonule Xander optimal option for Fire IO. That's probably true. I forget his exact kit, to be honest. I need to level mine up. His weapons are only good for 4-star characters that get promoted, and even then they are not great. I can see that. I don't know about that get promoted. I kind of feel like they're just good for IO mostly, and maybe for facility events. Hoarding mats until they release something good. That seems reasonable to do too. I don't think any of these are super necessary except maybe a dull res weapon for Void Zephyr. Water Dagger and Lance. So hard to get kills on wands. Actually, you raise a good point. That is a good point. It's kind of like Ron with his Striker Strength. I found that to be really challenging to use. They're pretty much designed for IO. So I see that argument, and I think it actually makes a lot of sense, because if you want to get into Hybrid Hilda, for instance, you need a lot of flame insignias. And even if you want a normal type of weapon, not one of these new weapons, for high Midgard Swarmer, you need a lot of flame insignias for the weapon. Or red or vermilion, I think, insignias. I forget what the name is. So that does make sense. Basically good for anything aside from Dragon Trials. Yeah, Dragon Trials would not be a great scenario for these. The stats are kind of in between a max unbound 4-star and a 0 unbound 5-star elemental, if I'm not mistaken. I think that the stats, the max stats, are on some of them identical to the max stats on 4-star weapons. So Dragon Eel Xander has Striker's Energy, so I guess he'd generate energy and bonus strength. Using him, Striker Strength is iffy. That's kind of my feeling about bow and wand. Wand is a little bit more comfortable for me to use. There might be better weapons. I'd rather build the 5-star water wand, same effects like the light version. Yeah, the 5-star water wand is really good. But for the most part, if you want to take that into Hybrid Hilda with Lily, you're going to want either a Poseidon or a Thaniel that has the Chocolatiers, which is kind of specific. Okay, let's keep going though. We spent a lot of time on the wand. It's going to be kind of the same. Bows are where I'm most disappointed. I just wish we would have been thrown a bone a little bit on these bows. I don't know why there's only Fungus Bow and the bows that come out of that. So Blaze Fungus, again, it has Thaumian's Bane and Dragon Delay Res. Kind of good if you're going against Void Zephyr, but you can just dodge. As a ranged character, you can dodge a lot easier. You probably don't need this on your Cerise or your Valentine's Ezlith just to take on that content. That's my opinion. Glacial Fungus, this one is good though. For Steel Golem, Thaumian's Bane, Dull Res work well together. Against that, Water works well against it. It's great for Dragon Eel Nefaria. It's great for Wake. So I think this makes a lot of sense. But I just wish we would have seen like a Wind Bow, perhaps. Or a 5-star bow, similar to the other High Midgard Swarmer Bane weapons even. Maybe they felt that Cerise is just good enough that she doesn't need anything else. And that's why they decided not to make a bow. And they are going to add more weapons in the future, so that is a big possibility too. But I kind of feel like, I'll go ahead and show you guys really quick. This skill on these bows is pretty bad. It is actually good for Cerise, ironically, so a new bow wouldn't have even been necessarily better for her. But this critical rate skill, it's mostly an iframe, I feel. It's not the greatest, so those 3 elements, flame, wind, and water, are a little bit in need of an upgrade. Okay, let's keep going. Lances, it starts to all get the same after a certain point. They're in the same situation where the flame one has Thaumian's Bane and Dragon Delay Res, and water has Thaumian's Bane and Dull Res. The water is probably better. The flame is okay. It makes Elaine's life a little harder because he is somewhat close range for Void Zephyr. Water Lance, cool for IO. Cool for facility events, perhaps. The axes, blades, and swords are where we get these Sun Punisher light weapons that have skill prep of 50%. and these flame weapons that have skill prep of 50% and high midgard Stormer's Bane. Basically, these are a lot cheaper to craft than the 5-star elementals. That is the huge appeal to these. I think the 5-star elementals are still more universally valuable. A lot of this is what you yourselves pointed out in the comments, so I don't have a whole lot to add, but I do think this will accomplish the task of getting people into high Midgard Stormer easier. Combined with the new flame facility, you shouldn't have too much trouble meeting the HP thresholds if you level up your dojos and your altars like you were before. So let's go ahead, I think, and get back into some gameplay, since this is just navigating through menus here and it's kind of boring. This is good for an Avid. The daggers, this is kind of bizarre. I'll just point out one thing. For some reason, the daggers have this traditional Thamian's Bane split, but then there's also Big Boy, which I don't know why they gave daggers the option of both but not other weapon types. But Big Boy of Justice, I just, you know, you can't dislike this weapon, but you have to wonder why it's not a sword. I'm gonna pop some ashes though. Let's get back into some gameplay, and I'll probably head out in a little bit here, so I think I'll make these last few games the last ones for today.
The importance of planning cannot
So does anyone have a preference for Wandering Shroom Strike? I want to ask that. Because there's currently no stun res water bow for IO. I'm going to catch up a little bit on the chat. That is true. That's a reason why they might have skipped that. Yeah, ranged weapons with elemental resistance would be super helpful to allow adventurers to survive high dragons more easily. Hopefully Cupid will be on the banner. They're pretty good about new 5-star dragons though. It gives people a reason to summon, so Fire Axe is really good for Nessa. I would agree with that. I think that her skill is not good on the 5 tier 3. It's similar to the bow skill, but I think it's critical damage instead of critical rate. I'm not an avid Nessa player. I don't use Vanessa much for High Midgard Stormer. I've used her once. And it seems like that's the consensus though, is that new weapon is a little better, and it allows you to potentially dismantle your old weapon and get some good resources that way if you have the rupees. Crafted the 5-star Void for Makoto and assumed it had dull res. That does kind of suck, especially if you already had a 5-star for Makoto, but it's not that bad for High Midgard Stormer. The Fire Axe does seem to be better. Yeah, I think people agree with that. I need the title. Is Big Boy of Justice going to be a title? That would be great. Shroom is fairly easy. I don't mind if anyone wants to run Shroom. Okay, so you do want to run Shroom. At least one person I see. Halloween Ellie's 5-star. I think the 5-star Light Lance is good for her. Hey Roy, welcome to the stream, man. Hope class is going well. We'll do a Shroom. Why not? I haven't gotten the epithet on Shroom actually, so do you guys want to try get the epithet for the Shroom strike?
There's more to this costume than meets the eye.
My Ieyasu doesn't have an elemental weapon yet. I'm one twinkling sand short.
Is a battle upon us? I will use my strength to create peace.
The flow of...
Let's sing together.
Hopefully we'll be able to take it down fairly easily. I think, you know, just playing it mostly in single player because it has a lower stamina cost. I just haven't really gone for it.
Use my strength to create peace.
Thanks for sharing the Discord link. This being the first time I've streamed, I wasn't really sure how to start the event stream, so this is why this is at a new stream link and the description was different and the title was initially different. So hopefully most of the people that were at the old link have moved here, but I do want to try sort that out next time. Oh no, you can't. Were you trying to join, Knight? Okay, well, we'll run after this one, and maybe whoever is in this one can sit out unless there ends up being empty spots. Alright, there's now a spot, so if anybody wants to come in, you can. Glad to hear that, Roy. It's a little hard for me to tell. The game runs smooth on my phone, but I know the mirroring kind of disrupts it a little bit. Will I be streaming the same time? I will probably be streaming the same time tomorrow. That's my plan. But if it's preferable to anyone who has shown up here, I can switch it up a little bit, a few hours, 1 or 2 ahead or before. Alright. We'll go for it.
Hey there.
I'm going to try to deal as much damage as possible. I was suggesting we go for the epithet, so we probably don't need a healer, but maybe we can get the epithet anyway, and if not, you can always use more void leaves. So the frames are a little laggy. It should improve with time. I hope it does. It could very well be the mirroring software, so it seems to have been fairly laggy. I don't want it to stay that way, but I might have to look into a different approach. Alright. So, I often get greedy on that move and just stay there, which works fine if you have a shield or if you have, like, skill haste so that your S1 is ready. One of the things I appreciate about this fight, and probably why it's my favorite Void Battle right now, is that the mini mushrooms that spawn are a different element. Couldn't quite get out of the way in time. Just the fact that it decreases in size, like, it has a lot of little quirks which are fun to me. I think you can kind of bait that dash too, so if you want to protect your teammates, I think if you face the wall, you know, he might just dash into the wall. If you're having trouble with this fight. Alright. Not too bad.
Nice. Nice.
A most satisfactory conclusion.
Almost epithet? What time remaining is the epithet? I know it's 45 seconds to clear, but if I'm not mistaken, at least. $3:15 is the cutoff? Okay. Let's try again. I like how freeze makes the golem easy too. Freeze has a big factor in my success or failure when I solo the golem. If you can chain freeze, it is a lot easier, and once you get your dragon up, you can just use Leviathan if you have it, Sinflick Bog, even Vojnoi, anyone will do a good chunk of damage to the boss, so.
Let's sing together.
Alright.
Just stand here.
Should we try go for the epithet this time, guys? What's up, Giancarlo? How are you? Oh, if everyone brings Dragon Prep? Should we use Dragon Prep for the epithet too? Resounding Rendition seems amazing at level 100, so I can see that being appealing. Levin's Champion seems good. I guess let's just try it. And then we'll do another battle. I still have some ashes left and everything. Oh, I'm glad I pronounced it correctly. I have a bad history of pronunciation on the channel, so Just do what I can. I think that's where you lose a lot of time on this battle, so if you can overdrive before then and animation cancel that, or basically cancel that phase out, oof, that's probably a good way to go with the speed run. But I think this should be no problem to speed run if you have the right setup, because it's the easiest void battle. I've also seen that there are apparently a lot of Ieyasu's in pubs of varying degrees of ability. And I fit into that category for sure, because my performance will vary a lot depending on what I'm doing at the time. If I'm on a bus trying to do a void battle, it could get bumpy. Can't join ever? We may have to find a solution for that. How about for this next one, guys, if you were in this previous one, Neil, Marcus, and Nvidia, you sit out this one and we get some new people in. I'm not sure what I can do otherwise. I'm sure it's kind of hard if you're on mobile because you have to switch apps. I'll read out the code, maybe that will help. It's 9545238. Really? So you think Lily is better for the epithet? I mean, she can animation cancel with her freeze for sure. I'm in Central Time. I would do the evenings, but I have family, and in the evenings they're around, so I feel like it's a little bit harder. I mostly work from home here, so around lunch is actually a good time for me. What am I using to mirror Dragalia? I am using the Connect app, for lack of a better name for it, on Windows 10, and I'm using Smart Share on my Galaxy Note 9. Or I don't know if it's Galaxy, but Samsung Note 9. Oh, dashes are a huge DPS loss. Yeah. I mean, I can bring Lily if you want to try this.
Please, let me
Ophin, do you have a damage dealer option that you might want to use? And we could try get the title instead of Erica. I don't really mind either way. I'll switch to Lily and see. I've never tried to use Lily on this, so I guess who should we get rid of? I guess let's get rid of Hildegard. And maybe put some skill damage.
I will use my strength to create peace.
Awesome. All right, let's try get the epithet. Let's see if it works out. Oh, no dragon prep. I forgot about dragon prep. I don't know if you guys are using dragon prep or not, but you may be. It's okay. It's gonna be here for a long time, guys. So you know, the nice thing is the shroom is here every day. I'm actually surprised I just have not gotten a random run with the shroom, because that happened with me for Golem. I just got a random fast clear because everybody brings Lily. Didn't freeze. Oh, that was kind of bad. Not being at full HP with Lily feels bad. But at least he didn't dash. Oh, that was also bad. I wasn't targeting the boss. Definitely not used to playing an off-element character on this with the amount of damage you take. It's actually surprisingly high to me. Alright, so we're past the epithet mark. But hopefully we can clear. Kind of lost track of where... Oh, there he is. Where he was. Here we go. Maybe I'm better off just using Ieyasu. It feels a little bit easier. Where am I from? I am from the States. I'm actually from Texas. Continue battling. Do you guys want to try again? I feel like I should still mix up the rooms if we keep going though, so just so more people have a chance to play. I'll put on Dragon Prep. Yeah, Texas is my home state, so I have a fondness for it. There's, of course, things I think everybody likes or dislikes about where they grew up. But I haven't traveled too much in the US, so I've never been to Arizona, but I've heard good things about it. 2 is okay, and the off chance freeze fails, though. Italy gang. Oh, cool. First one didn't hold. I'll try Dragon Prep. Nice playing with you. Nice playing with you too. I was thinking the same thing. I'm not sure who you are, Sniper Time. I assume you might be on the Discord if you're talking about Yezo. I've never been to any PAX or really any conventions or events like that. Oh, I did the same thing. So I timed that Frozen Gale at kind of the worst time in order to actually have my S3 ready to be able to actually use it. Oh no. No, Lily! Sorry guys. Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people have different YouTubes and Discord names, so get mixed up sometimes. Hey Yuki, I'm doing well, how are you? I'm doing well, other than that I just died and let down my team, so that is unfortunate, but gotta keep trying. Considering our losses, you know, made it pretty far. We got the clear. Not too late of a clear either. I would want to go. I do like barbecue. I just feel like I've never really been into like social events like that very much. I'm kind of an introverted person, so that's the aspect I think. I would want to find a good friend group to go with or something. And I think that would be really fun though. Okay. We're trying again. I think with the Void Seed I picked up today, though, I can actually clear out the treasure trade for this month, so that is a big goal accomplished right there. So it's 0103497. Dying a lot because of your party members? In Void battles, mostly? Which battles are giving you trouble?
I will use my strength to create...
Yeah, Dragalia meetup would be cool. I hope the franchise continues to grow. There was a lot of misinformation and I think confusion about the health of the game. And I am not the right person to speak on this at this point. I haven't done a full and sort of complete analysis or research about it. But from what I understand, it's actually doing really well. I think they have reached 75 million. I'm not sure if that's revenue or profit. I think revenue. But I know they're like second ranked after FEH, so introverted too, but my profession has helped me. I'm glad to hear that. I think that being on YouTube has helped me a little bit too, so it's a lot easier to pre-record though, and that's why streaming was something I was always... Okay, so doing it in that order didn't help save Lily either. I think that's why streaming was something I was kind of apprehensive about for a long time, so I just figure try it out, see how it goes. Hopefully get the technology in place to do a good job of it if I continue. Let's become a dragon. Nice freeze. I feel like we're in good shape. Yes. There it is. Right? 315 is the cutoff. We did it. Yeah, okay. Good job, everyone. Thank you. I wish I could add everyone to my friends list, but I am basically at the cap. I just leave one spot open so that new people can send requests, and if people aren't active, I'll switch out. But thank you so much, everyone. Everybody here, and in the prior attempts. Let's go collect our epithet. Maybe we'll get the Void Zephyr epithet before long, and the Manticore epithet. I think I'm gonna equip it, actually. Let's see what it is. It's probably something really silly about fungus or something. There's my FC if anyone wants to send me a request. And hopefully I can add you as I level up and increase my friend list size. But there it is. So yeah, the Dragalia manga, that's another thing I actually need to catch up on. But the fact that there's multimedia happening, the fact that there's now a wider release, and potentially a Switch release, I still want to believe that that video, that trailer Nintendo put out wasn't just a mistake. But it kind of probably was. Either way though, I think that this being above Animal Crossing and Super Mario Run, it's going to be a healthy game. It's got a good amount of revenue. I think it's going to be a healthy game, and I hope that its long-term success, you know, continues, and maybe they'll find other ways to monetize the game, because that's my biggest question mark right now is if you're an enfranchised player, you know, there's not a lot of reason to keep summoning. Maybe you buy the monthly packs, but even now, we're getting more stuff in the treasure trade. And speaking of treasure trade, let's head there. Let's go ahead and collect our Void monthlies. So I am going to convert this Void seed into Void leaves, I think. I'll get enough bronze Fafnirs eventually. I could actually save this and use it at the beginning of next month, but realistically, this is going to be one of the things I grind out the most, so it's not really a big concern to me, and it's a whole month as opposed to just part of February we had this time. So I'm going to get everything. I think that people who have looked at this, you do kind of come out positive if you're going for something like ashes, for instance. Possibly even honey, depending on the void seeds you get. I think probably for both, it is worth it to get these every month. You'll get more stamina and wings than you probably have to spend. But yeah, now we've cleared out all of the monthlies. So Zephyr tomorrow will just be for ruins and just to play. I actually like Zephyr the most. Let's see, plush or statues? Plush or statues would be cool. If they have a live event in the States, they probably would, because in their Taiwan event and their Japan event, they have sold them before, at least for the plush, and they've had statues there.
I've been ruminating on the true meaning of chivalry. One day, I shall
Oh, I see, Yuki. Makes sense to me. Makes Xania for HMS. Hey, she is more viable than ever with Prometheus, with everything we've been getting, the new Magma Slime facility. I know she's been able to clear in the past, but she is more viable than ever. But I think as we're getting to the 90-minute mark, I'm probably going to start to wrap up here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this test stream. We're going to send it off with one last Void battle, and I think we're going to go back to the Manticore and try to take the Manticore down, because he is a tough Manticore to beat. So I'm going to open up that room really quick. Let's see, what am I missing? A worm print? Maybe I'll just use a Shadow Res worm print to make my life a little easier.
What is it? Muscles feeling tense? Come here.
Good playing with everyone.
Right out of them.
Let's open this Manticore room. The schedule seems pretty good for Void battles. I don't mind too much that everything rotates every day. It gives you something new to look forward to. Do I think they're saving the Dark Banner for the next facility event? I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with the Dark Banners. I think that maybe they just feel elements don't really need to be balanced. Maybe they just don't feel there need to be Shadow Adventurers right now. I want to believe that the next non-limited 5-star adventure we get would be Shadow, because we only have Nefaria. And I'd love for there to be a new Shadow Adventure in the normal pool before they expand the 5-star ticket. But I have no idea with this pattern they've got going on. I wonder if we'll get that dragon. There was a dragon leaked or circulating a while back, and maybe that will be on this showcase and it's actually a light dragon. A lot of people thought that was a shadow dragon or maybe a Lunar New Year dragon. But I have no idea when we'll get a Shadow Banner. I think that we're going to have a Light Banner coming up, and then after that we're going to have Gala. And possibly a seasonal in April, maybe another normal banner in March. I could also see March giving us another High Dragon trial. So maybe at the end of March or beginning of April. Oh good, I got that iframe just in time. Or it lasted just long enough, I should say. The shadow thing is unfortunate too, because I feel like people love the shadow element. A lot of people comment about just wanting shadow adventurers. And I mean, it's not like we have content where we necessarily really need shadow adventurers right now. But I think people just like them. They just think they're cool, so. And for something like Blind Res, that is one case where there's not a lot of options. So I do hope that they add some adventurers to that pool. This is going well so far. Hildegard Shields is really nice. Make every 5-star healer a Hilde alt? Why do I feel like that could happen? I actually think that they're probably going to make... They'd sooner make alts of the different 5-star characters. Like, between Dragonule, Xander, Nefaria, and Hildegard, it seems like they know... Whoops, the 5-star characters are popular, and they know which ones are recognizable, like the Ezlith alt. So... I kind of see them just rounding out all the 5-star adventurers in alts, and then doing an occasional 4-star or 3-star. Alright, we just have to hold off a little bit longer. Should have rolled there. I think the shield protected me there from the second hit with the rocks. Alright, and... of course, classic Lindworm just hitting nothing. But there we have it. Alright. We used up all of our wings. Cleo and Thaniel power creep. I think Cleo is good. I think actually both of them are really good. The real power creep would just come from a 5-star HP dragon of their element. Yeah, grinding can be tiring. Grinding can be tiring. All with regenerate heals and shields for days. I'm sure one day we'll be able to have at least 3 Hildegardes on a team. I don't know about 4. That seems ambitious. Dragalia Hildegard art, that's gotta be beautiful. Was that in-game or someone made it? I kind of forget. And no worries, Toast Crumb. No worries at all. I think alts are only for seasonal banners. Well, I actually wonder what we're going to get for Gala, you know? I wonder if it's going to be one of the main casts or more of a side character like Leaf, perhaps, or Valix or something. That's kind of one of the summoning banners coming up that I'm most excited about. I don't know that I'm going to spend as much as I did for Cerise because that was probably overboard, but I'm hopeful that it's somebody good and popular. It could even be Zethia. Zethia, I think, would be amazing. Thanks a lot, Aries. Hopefully, when you're on vacation, you can check it out, and maybe I can mix up the times, do some on the weekends if I continue.
I'm looking ravishing today, as usual. Practice makes perfect. Right?
Just reading comments. Gala Yuden.
I'm good at lullabies, since I used to sing.
I am using Streamlabs OBS on desktop. So, if you guys have any suggestions, I am very open to them. This is my first stream. I'm gonna head out for now, everyone. I will upload the archive of this. So if you weren't able to catch it, if you're watching this later, thanks a lot for watching till the end. I've enjoyed hanging out with everyone here. And it's a pleasure to actually get to play with you guys because this is a co-op game. It's awesome to actually get to do that live. And hopefully, if we keep doing this, I can get better and stream can get better. And either way, look forward to some more videos on the channel. So yeah, see y'all later. Have a good one, take care, and I'll see you next time.